Eric here. Today we're going to talk about 3-ball juggling. So if you're just learning, this is the video for you. So, like all juggling tricks, you can usually work on different pieces. So to start, even though this is a 3-ball juggling trick, we're going to just start with 1 ball. So there's 3 throws I'm going to show you, and you can practice these. I usually think, if you're a beginner, about 5 minutes a day. So just plan on setting aside 5 minutes to learn a cool new skill. So one throw that's pretty common is going to be your crossing throw. So you're going to take your hand, and I'm throwing at about my belly button and dipping down, scooping up below my waist and throwing up near that other shoulder. And then on the catch, kind of let your hand go up a little above your waist, but let it drop down. Think about catching like a water balloon or an egg. You don't want to come up and smack it because that's going to be super forceful, and you might, this is a beanbag, so you're not going to break it, but it could bounce around in your hand, and you want to cushion it and give it that nice softness. So I said we're going to do 3 throws. Another one is going to be a vertical throw. So this is straight up and down. And you want to practice that on both sides. Both of the throws that we've been talking about are in part of symmetric patterns. So the shape, if you can imagine that I'm like a marker tracing out the shape in the air, it should be pretty equal on either side of my center line. But that's your vertical throw and your crossing throw. And the other one would be a horizontal throw. So to practice this, we're just gonna pass across at about just above your belly button here. And then eventually you can get more and more comfortable with that throw across. With all of these throws, it's important that you don't just try to go as fast as you can. I'm kind of showing you a steady rhythm because I have already learned all these throws. The vertical, across, up, across. So you can mix these together, crossing throw, across horizontally, and you might notice the vertical always goes back to the same hand, whereas your horizontal goes across to your opposite hand. And your crossing is sort of a combination of those two. With all these throws, you want to kind of keep it within your body frame. So I'm about shoulder width apart. I don't want to go too high because I'm out of frame, ha ha ha. But also because of ceiling height, no. The real reason is the higher you go, the more force you have to input. And just like if you have a giant hammer and you're trying to like break apart tiny eggshells. No, that's a weird analogy. The less force you input into the system, the easier it is to control. So you want to have enough height so that you're not super fast and freaking your brain out because you don't have enough time. And not so much height that you have to put a lot of effort. It takes a lot of work to control these throws. So these are your 3 throws. Now we're going to talk about different patterns you can do. And this is kind of where your second balls come in. As a kick up, we can talk about that later. But adding a second ball, there's 2 patterns we can practice. One would be your crossing throw pattern or a cascade. So you can go throw, throw, and you want to throw that second ball when the first one has reached the opposite side, kind of cross that center line, stopped going up and starts coming down. So you can kind of go 1, 2, catch. And then the other pattern is going to combine your vertical and horizontal. So you kind of saw this when I did a pass across, vertical, pass across, vertical. And here what we're going to practice is an L shape. So vertical across and pass it back to your other hand. Another way to think about this is throw it vertically high and almost clap in the middle. But eventually you want to be able to get that toss across. But if you're having trouble with the ball flying away, then just make that horizontal distance a lot shorter. So the crossing pattern, you can start with a right-left and then practice a left-right. And that way you can practice both sides of the pattern. And like I said before, this can all take place in your like 5-minute a day time frame. So I'd say just plan on, hey, my first month, I'm gonna do 5 minutes a day. That's only like 30 times 5. 15 times 5 is 25, is 625 minutes. Oh, but I need to convert to hours. Okay, never mind. You can do the math on your own. But you've got 2 basic 2-ball patterns that you can mix into those 5 minutes. And don't worry if it takes you a little bit longer than your friend. You know, a lot of people learn at their own pace, and that's just a little encouragement. Now we're going to talk about the 3-ball pattern, what we're kind of working towards. So if you're doing the feel better at the crossing pattern, you can try to do 3 throws instead of 2. 1, 2, 3. And these are the same 3 throws that we learned with just 1 ball. So at any point, you can just drop down and go back to 1 ball and practice your crossing throw, horizontal, and vertical. Okay, that was a little dangerous there. Didn't want to lose the balls in my hat. So where were we? 3-ball pattern. So yeah, this is your 3-ball cascade, and we talked about an L shape with your 2 balls on both sides. The rhythm here is to create 2 L's is going to be called a box pattern. So we're going to throw up, across, catch. Up, across, wait, I did that wrong. So when you throw up, you're going to fill that vacated slot and then pass it across, but you're going to do the exact same thing. The horizontal ball almost pushes those vertical balls up in their columns. So the box pattern is pretty fun, and different people have different experiences. So I definitely learned the cascade pattern first with the crossing throws, and it took me a long time before I learned the box, but some people like that rhythm, and especially being able to practice with just a clap can help a lot. So those are your 3 throws and the 2 patterns. And like I said, 5 minutes a day. Let me know if you have any questions. You can find me at Eric Juggling on most social media. So I'm easy to find, and I'd love to help you. Just let me know that you came from this video. Thanks.